Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make that sort of beautiful beautiful shopping bag. It's really soft and it holds quite a lot in terms of volume and weight, despite its quite soft nature. So yeah, let's see how to do it. So to make our basket type bag, we need approximately 200 meters of a yarn. I have 2 packs of 100 meters each. In yellow color, and the thickness of my rope here of my yarn is 5 millimeters. As you can see, it's cotton outside and polyester inside in here. Yeah, so let's begin. We will start from making a base of the bag, and we're going to start it by making something called magic loop. So in my previous video, which I uploaded on my channel, I was making a round rag, and I was actually starting the same way we're going to start today, by making the magic loop. So what we're going to do is place the end of the rope loosely on your hand and twist the other bit on your 2 fingers, making that kind of cross in here and creating two lines here. Now you're going to put your crochet hook, which by the way, the thickness of my crochet hook is 10 millimeters, but you can use pretty much anything from 7 to 11, depending on whatever you prefer. Yeah, so what we do is we place the crochet hook through the first rope here, and we pull the other one here. Yeah, there we go. And now what we do is take out our fingers from the loop here and pick up that rope here loosely on our hand. Okay, loosely on our hand, and pick up another bit here, and okay, this is a bit uncomfortable. Okay, and pick up another bit here another bit here, and pull it through the loop here. So in that way we created, let me just tighten it up a little, we created the first knot here, and we can take that end piece out. Okay, so the number of our knots around the circle will be increasing, but I will tell you that step by step. For now, we're going to make 7 knots around the first circle. This one might be a little bit too big, so you can always pull that rope to kind of decrease the size of the circle. So now we have our first knot, and we're going to do 6 more around our main circle. So what we do, we put a crochet hook through the loop and we hold those two lines here. So you hold it, and what we do is put a crochet hook through those 2 lines and pull through the other bit, right, so that we have 2 loops on the crochet hook. And now what we do is pull another bit in, so something like that comes out, that kind of knot. And let's do the second one. So we have a crochet hook, we place it through the main circle, we take that bit out, we have 2 on the hook, and we take another one. You see the way I'm working with my crochet hook is obviously I'm placing it here, then I'm twisting it to grab the rope, and pull it, kind of place the hook down so that I lock the rope, and pull it through those 2 loops. All right, so I have 1, 2 1, 2 3 and 4. Oh, this can happen sometimes, it's not a big deal. 4 so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 5 and 6. This, so if this bit will be kind of finishing, right, and you feel like it will disappear inside soon, inside the knot soon, you can pull this bit in that way. You kind of, obviously, as I said at the beginning, decreasing the size of the circle here. So I have 6, and we're making the last one 6 and 7. Yeah, so we have a nice nice little round beginning here. I'm going to close that circle here because obviously you can't have any big gaps in your bag. So the same way, you're going to pull that bit really hard. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so now it's closed and created kind of circle. So as I said before, in each circle, in each row, I'm going to increase the number of knots that we make. So in this one we made 7. In the next one we're going to do 14. So in each, as you can see, it created a loops all the way around on top of our you know, base. So at the moment you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops, and in each of the loops you're going to place 2 knots. So there'll be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and in that way you created 14. So we're going to start from closing that loop here, from closing that circle here, and in that way we will create the first loop in the second circle. So I needed to stop this for a second to show you that as you can see, I created the base of my other bag. It's going to be a smaller one, but I just wanted to show you that especially with colorful ropes like this one, it's really hard sometimes to see, you know, where I mean, it's much harder to see like the pattern in the colorful one than in you know, in a solid color. So what I'm doing is placing a pin at the beginning of each circle, at the beginning of each row, and I'm going to do the same one with the yellow one, so that you know, there is no confusion. The knots will be created in the same way. So again, we're taking the crochet hook, we're putting it through the first loop, we're pulling through our yarn, and we have 2, and then we'll pull the other bit in. So that's our first loop in our second circle. So I'm going to mark it with the pin. So that's 1, and in the same loop here, right, in the same loop here, I'm going to create a second one, right, because it's going to be 14 around. So that's 1 and 2 and 14. All right, so in our second circle, so in the fourth circle, in the fourth round, we're going to make 28 knots. And as I said, we're going to increase the number of single knots per loop. So this time we're going to make it in the pattern of 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. So we're going to start from making in the first loop we'll make double, and that way we're going to finish with making 2 singles in the last loops. So let's take out the pin and place the crochet hook for the first one from the first loop again. Create the first loop here, put it in. So that's one, and we're going to create second one in the first loop. So that's 2. Then on to the second loop. So that's 1 2. Now 3, and the third loop 1 2 3 and 4. Then again 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to continue the same way all the way around. Okay, so now round 5. So this time we're going to make 35 knots around our 5th circle, or 5th, yeah, in our 5th round. So in the first one, in the first loop, we're going to make well, in the first 3 actually loops, we're going to make single ones, and then in the 4th one, we're going to make double one. Yes, so again, in this loop, in the 5th circle, again, we're increasing the number of single knots. So we had here we had 1 1 2 1 1 2. In this one, we're going to have 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2, and all the way around. So let's start from making the first one. So that's 1. Place the pin here. That's 1. Then in the second loop, second one. In the third loop, in third loop, third one. And in the 4th loop, 2. So that's 1 and 2. So on to the 6th round. So in this round, in this circle, we're going to make 7 14 21 28 35 42 knots, and again we're going to increase the number of single knots. So this time we're going to make four single ones and 1 double. I'm going to start my single ones in the last 3 knots here. So then the 4th one will be here, the 4th single one will be here, and the double one will be here. So that will be 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2, and all the way around. So yeah, so then if this is single, then this will be single here as well. So let me take that out and make 1 single knot here. So that's 1 here, 1, and I'm going to pin this one. 1, then in the second loop here I'm going to make 2, right? So 1 2 1 2, And here in the next 4 I'm going to make single one. So in our seventh round, seventh circle, we're going to do, so it was 42, so now 49 knots. So the same way we're increasing the number of single ones. So this time we're going to do 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 2, and all the way around we will create 49 knots. So let's start again from making the first one here. And again we place the pin in the first one, so that's 1, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 5, and in the 6th one we're going to do 2, so that's 1, and in the same one 2, and all the way around. So the 8th round, in the 8th round we're going to do 56 knots. And again, to I'm going to move the number, I'm going to move the single knots again a little bit to the right. So instead of starting from, well, again, I'm increasing the number of single knots, right? So this time I'll have 6 single ones and 1 double, right? So that will be 1. Actually, I'm going to start from here, from those 3. So I will do 1 1 1, then 1 1 1 2, 1 1 1 1 1 1 2. Yeah, so 6 single ones, 1 double. Okay, so since I'm going to make 3 of single ones here, then in here I'm going to, the first 3 I'm going to make single, and then I'm going to make a double here. So let's take that out and make 1, then in second one 2, in third one 3, but I forgot to place the pin, so 1 2 3, so that was the first one. So 1 2 3, and now in the 4th loop I'm going to make a 2. I'm going to make 2 knots, so that's 1 and 1 and 2. All right, so for 200 meters of yarn, I calculated that the best amount for the base of the of the basket bag will be 56 knots. So this is pretty much the end of the base. So that's it, we finished 56. So now what we're going to do is continue single knots in each loop, right? So we're not going to add anything, increase anything, we're just going to continue straight lines. And once we've done 20 rounds, we going to kind of pull the straight walls up to create a basket. So this is how our basket looks like right now, after having 20 circles of 56 knots in each circle. I'm just gonna confess something, that I actually started making you know, the smaller knots, the original ones, the way I told you at the beginning, but then I decided to switch knots to a taller one. They are approximately twice as high as the small ones, but that's only because I was afraid that I won't have enough of the yarn for the whole basket. So it came out a little bit, I mean, it's still good, right? So if you were building the basket with the same you know, with the same style of a knot, you would you know, you would have pretty much straight basket. But because I changed it here at this point, as you can see, I changed it to the taller ones. I have a little change of a shape here, but it's still, you know, it's still really good. It still does the job, and looks like that inside. All right, so let me show you quickly how to plan, you know, how to create the arms, the handles in your bag, and how to basically plan it, right? So in one circle here, right, we have 56 56 knots, right, all the way around, and we need to create 2 handles, which, by the way, will look more like this. Right, so you would have one handle here, and second handle here. Okay, and yeah, so the way you do it is basically, obviously you need to have some space here, one space here in the same distance in both from both sides. So I would probably do 9 knots on this side and on this side, right? So 9 times 2 is obviously 18, so you come up with 30 with 38 knots to place around here, right, on the sides. So here in this place right here, you're going to place 9 knots only. The same here. On the top part here for the handle, of course we're going to do more, so I'd say approximately probably 13 knots, right, because it needs to be a little bit you know, basically bigger, right, for the handle. And the rest of 36 divided by 2, that's that's 19. Yeah, so that's 19 here and 19 here. All right, so we have our basket bag, and we finished 20 you know, 20 lines, 20 kind of circles, right, of a 56 round knots, right? So as I explained on the drawing, now we're going to do now that obviously the new circle is going to be as for following. So we're going to make 19 single knots first, then we're going to leave 9 empty you know, 9 empty knots, but we're going to kind of continue the 19 knots with a with a handle, right, which we're going to make from 12 singular knots, and then we're going to do 19 again, and then we're going to at the end miss you know, 9 loops here, and then obviously on top build you know, second handle here. So I'm just going to twist it this way because this is how I've been knitting. So that's one, and I'm going to mark it because I will need to count it. So okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've done 19 knots from the beginning. Now I'm going to the handle. So as I said, 12, we're going to leave 9 you know, 9 loops here, and we're going to do 12 chains on top. So let me count this. So that will be this one: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in this one here, I'll just use something for now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to place the chain from the handle in this one already. So again, I'm going to turn around the basket because this is how I've been knitting. So I'm going to make 13, so that's 1, okay, 2, right? So you grab that bit and you pull it through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. So I've got 12 chains, and we're going to place it here, right, just on top. Let me take that out. I'm going to put the crochet hook through the 10th one, pull the rope in, okay, this way, pull the rope in, and the same way now make another 19 knots in here, right? And then once we made 19 knots, we'll make another handle here on the other side, and we're going to do another handle here. So as you can see, we have that was the first one, and we have 9 loops left here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's the 10th one where we're going to place the handle. So again, we're going to make 12 chains. So we have 1, 2, and we're going to place it the same way we did with this one, and make another circle, the same circle as the first one. So take that pin out, wait, yeah, it was here, the pin out, place a crochet hook through the first loop, take piece of rope out, and create the first knot. And we're going to do the same round of 19 knots again. So we made 19 knots in the second circle, and now with the handle, right, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. So that's our 19th knot, and we're going to use those chains, those loops in the chain here, to build another parts. So we'll place the crochet hook through the first loop here, we'll take the rope, put it in, and then we'll pull it through those two. Then again, and again, and again. So this is how the thicker handle would look like approximately. And we're going to continue the same pattern here, 19, then do the same thing on the handle here, all the way around. So obviously once we finished 12 knots for the handle, the same way we're placing our crochet hook through the first loop, and we're doing the same thing here, and this way all the way around. So the basket bag is pretty much done. So now I'm going to place the end rope in the loop here, right? So we can do it here, take it out, and we will kind of right this bit, place it here. So this is kind of, you know, you can do it however you want to. So I would probably place it first in here, this way, yeah, so that kind of sticks together and there is no big level difference. Here, then back, and here, and again here, and just probably like hide it somewhere inside. Let me see, maybe this way, put it through here and place it inside here. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos, you can go on my channel. You know, the more you will subscribe and like my videos, the more I will know that you know, someone is watching it and that it's helpful to someone. So obviously I will you know, I will continue making more videos with you know, with new ideas.